sometimes I have to tell you the story of how I
Okay, welcome. Thank you for coming today. This is I'm not sure how many challenges we've done. It's probably been 15 or more, maybe even close to 20. So just come in a little closer so you can see the screen a little bit and so you can hear me. Are you good back there, Beth? I'm gold. Everything's golden. All right, wonderful. So welcome to the Kettlebelly Transformation Challenge. This is all about hopefully learning some skills to help you change your life for the better, creating durable habits, making you feel better, getting stronger in your body. Kettlebelly is primarily a Russian kettlebell training studio. You can see we've got all these bells, and we've got tons more on the other side. If you're new to the studio, we'll be teaching you some good skills, but also some other life skills as well. So thank you for coming today and taking some time out of your crazy weekend. And for those of you that came from the march, thanks for getting here and taking time out of the march, because it's a pretty important day for all of us, or some of us, I should say. So one of the things about the challenge that we really want you to think about is that if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So there are going to be times in the challenge where you feel a little uncomfortable with what we're asking you to do or what you're asking yourself to do. But that's where change can happen, is when you're really looking to push the limits just a little bit on what your comfort zone is. One of the things that is interesting is they did this study. There's a New York Times article, we'll send you the link on this, by Gretchen Reynolds. And I think she works at the University of California, Santa Barbara, or something like that. And they did this really interesting study. They did real-time MRIs of people's brains. They had a study group, a number of students, who they did real-time MRIs for tests on thinking, focus, working memory. They did a lot of questions about how they felt in their bodies, if they felt good, if they felt tired, how much energy they had. And they did I guess one of the reasons they did this study is because every study out there about fitness, weight loss, nutrition, that kind of stuff, always takes one component, right? Don't eat dairy. And then they do all these tests to see if it works. Or let's exercise by walking an hour 3 times a week, but don't change anything else and see what that changes, you know? So they're taking one variable. This group of scientists decided, well, what would happen? No one's ever talked about, maybe it's a gestalt, a grouping of variables that would create the biggest change for people. So what they did is they had this study group, this group of students, they basically threw them into the swimming pool. They had them meditate a couple times every week. They had them do physical exercise 4 to 5 times a week, twice a day sometimes. It was very regimented. They had them eat in a particular style. They had them do different types of self-monitoring practices, like logging and journaling and diarying their thoughts and feelings throughout the process. They had them come and meet as groups and talk about how they were feeling about this whole thing. And at the end of it, they redid all these tests. And the cool thing is that because of the movement training that they did, which was pretty full on, was heavy weight training as well as metabolic conditioning, so sort of like more active fitnessy, like running, jumping, that kind of stuff. They, as well as yoga classes and mobility classes, they all felt stronger, fitter, and more flexible. They all did much better on tests of thinking, focus, and working memory. They felt happier, calmer, and their self-esteem was higher. Their brain patterns, the scans showed an enhanced ability to stay focused. And I think in our society, if that's something that is a sort of a corollary benefit to training and thinking about habits and lifestyle, I think that's a pretty good thing, because I think we all feel pretty scattered at times. I know I do. And the ability to stay focused is key. And so when you do train in this way, and you do change your eating habits and change your diet and nutrition, it all kind of works together. And they had definitely enhanced ability to stay focused during tasks. And then when they went back and tested them 3 months, 6 months later, they kept their gains afterwards. So even though this particular group of people, you know, when they were completely thrown in, they changed a ton of stuff. And it's not dissimilar to what we're going to ask you to do in this challenge. We want you to jump into the pool and be all in. And what they found afterwards, after they did the 3-month and the 6-month studies afterwards with the real-time MRIs and brain scans, is that even though they didn't keep, most of these people did not keep everything that they did in this very sort of onslaught of different habits and patterns and training that they were asked to do for the study. Most all of them kept many of the things, the new habits that they had grooved for themselves, and they were able to keep their gains afterwards, especially the better testing on thinking, focus, working memory, and the enhanced ability to stay focused. I think if that's a good benefit from training your body, eating healthy, and moving better, I think that's a good thing. I think hopefully you might agree. All right, so what we're asking you to do is jump in the pool, to be all in, but we're not asking you to fall off a cliff. Okay? So it might feel at times a little unwieldy, a little scary, but we want to push you to the edge. We don't want you to fall off. So we want you to be standing here on the edge, all excited, ready to take it on, and maybe a little teeter, but we'll catch you before you fall. Make sure also that if you're in this situation, you're like, this is just, can't deal with this right now, talk to us. Talk to somebody else in the challenge. We're all here to support you and to help you get through it. And right now I'm going to take a raise the hands of people who have done this challenge 1 or more times. All right, so you'll see in the group it's about 50-50. So we've got newbies, and we have, who's going to call them oldies?
Veterans.
Seasoned. Veterans, oh, veterans, that's right. All right. I don't know, oldies sound kind of cool. All right, so there's a lot of support for people that have been to the challenge many times. And I'm coming back for more because it has worked for them on different levels. So what is this challenge all about? I think maybe the top thing for a lot of us is maybe looking and feeling great. But one of the things we really want in the studio is for you to learn how to move well. If you are putting your fitness and your strength on top of bad movement, it's not going to help you in the future. And you could break, and it's all that whole thing's like, I was training really hard, everything was going great, and then I broke. And then I had to spend 6-8 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months rehabbing so that I could train really hard and break again, right? So how about if we help you learn how to move well so that we can help you get super strong and fit and feel better, and in the process learn some mindfulness. So in the end, you can look and feel great coming out of it and have some skills to take forward. How we do it is through this principle, and there are some other principles that are very similar to this. Practice makes permanent. Make sure you practice right. So in our studio, we work really hard, all the instructors work really hard to keep you safe and to teach you good form, so that when we're asking you to pick up some stuff and throw it around and have some fun moving around and lifting heavy shit, that you don't break yourself. The corollary to that is your personal responsibility as people training at the studio. We want to know that if something's going on, we can help you with it, that you trust us to help you find the right movement patterns that are going to help you keep you safe and strong. The other part of it is every rep that you do, no matter if it's with load or movement or nutrition or mindfulness or doing the things we're asking you to do, we want you to make sure or try your best to make everything you do the best rep of that thing, so that when you're practicing it over and over again, it gets better and better and easier to do. Does that make sense? So, There was a New York Times article that came out a little while back about The Biggest Loser, right? How everyone goes through, and many of us, including myself, have gone through some cyclical things. I lost a bunch of weight, gained it back. Lost a bunch of weight, gained even more back. Lost some weight, gave up, whatever. Now I'm trying again, whatever, all these types of things. And these people in The Biggest Loser, it's sort of an interesting and somewhat inspiring, but also kind of sad in a way, because a lot of them gain all the way back plus more over time. And they're sort of, I think, what they're saying in this article is that they weren't given realistic goals, and they weren't allowed to see the bigger picture, because we're not asking you to just be here for 12 weeks. We want it to be a lifestyle choice. If you're here, it's probably because you want to change something, or you want to keep trying to change something, because it's not always going to be 12 weeks, I got this for the rest of my life, I got it, right? And it's really, is that realistic? That's probably not realistic. We're all going to have things where we make some progress, don't make some progress, make a little more progress, that kind of stuff. So it's cyclical, and that is fine. We want to give you realistic goals so that when the 12 weeks are done, you're not thinking, oh, I'm done and that's it, I'm out. It's I'm done, I'm still all in, I still have the skills to keep growing my awareness of strength, fitness, diet, nutrition, all these kind of things to help me with my end goal. So we're looking at the bigger picture, which is a lifetime picture, and we're looking to change ingrained habits. They're hard to change because they're easy for us to get to. But the converse is also true. Habits are not all bad. Habits are good because they're easy, right? They're the thing that we choose when things get rough. So if we can help you train a new habit, then you don't have to think about it so much. It'll be easier and easier to go to a better habit that's going to help you reach your bigger picture goal than the old thing that you used to do. So we're looking at long-term durability and consistency. And then this thing that we say at the studio, better is better. What does that mean? It means that if you're trying to make a better choice in this moment that was better than the last choice, it's all good. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be better than the last one. And we're good with that. Why do we do our challenges this way? Why do we ask you to be all in for a bunch of different things that we're going to explain in just a little bit? It's because motivation is what gets you started. You're here, you're motivated to do something, try to take this on, you're ready to take it on, but habit is what keeps you going. So I want you guys to think about it kind of like this. Every morning, hopefully, you get up, take a shower, and you brush your teeth, right? You're motivated to do that. You're not like, God, I can't wait to get up, take a shower, brush my teeth. This is awesome. I love this. Arr, right? It's more like, oh, I gotta brush teeth. Because if I don't brush my teeth, what's gonna happen? My teeth are gonna look funky. My gums will recede. I'll probably have cavities. I'll have halitosis. My breath will stink. No smooches. Right? Everyone's gonna be like, oh, all right. Maybe just drink some water. You know, whatever. So I know that if I don't take care of myself, if I don't take care of my teeth, they're gonna fall out of my head. No one's gonna hire me. No one's gonna want to work with me. No one's gonna be my friend. So habit is what keeps you going. So we'd like you to be realistic about what's going on here. You may not be inspired to come in here and train. You may not be inspired to eat right. It's okay. Your motivation is creating a habit. It's not always going to be easy, but you're going to do it because the long-term goal is more meaningful to you than not doing it and having your teeth fall out. Does that make sense? Okay. So, how we stick to the plan. Mindfulness. I'm going to drop down to the second definition, which is a mental state achieved by focusing one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations used as a therapeutic technique. All right? So, it's being aware of what's going on. Do I really need that thing I think I want, I gotta have so badly? Or is it okay to not have it right now? Should I being more encouraging of myself to get into their studio and do the thing I need to do, or go walk those stairs, or go take that, fill out my form that I need to fill out, or do the thing that I need to do? How am I feeling about that? And if you're mindful of the feelings, then hopefully we can circumvent some things that may come up over time, which is maybe the rebel in you going, hell no, I'm not going to do that now, I deserve this thing, right? So once again, we're looking at the long-term goals and being aware of trying to make the habit of, does your choices match your bigger picture? Just keep bringing it back to that. Keep bringing it back to that. And what helps us, of course, is perseverance. Steadfastness in doing something despite the difficulty or the delay in achieving success. Right? Because this is about realistic goals. So you got to persevere. How many people in here who have done the challenge, have had some ups and downs, had to regroove, start over again, reinvest in the stuff? All of us. It's just, that's life, right? So, do you give up?
Waving our hand and we're like,
yeah. It happens, right? It's life, but are we asking you to go like, that's it, I'm out, I'm done, right? I'm gonna go do whatever. No, we're asking you to persevere. We'll help you. We'll help work with you. You've got your team. This is our group. We've got our instructors, got our challengers that have done it multiple times. A lot of us have dropped weight, gained it back, done all that kind of stuff, eaten better, trained harder, trained less, gotten broken. It's all good. Perseverance, right? We want to move well when we're 80. We want to be able to do the things we want to do. We have to set those patterns now. Okay, so the Pareto principle. It's the 80-20 rule. We can do a bunch of stuff, but you can't outrun what you put in your pie hole, right? So, what happens outside of sleep and training and movement is this stuff. It's 80% diet. That's just the truth. You cannot outrun, well, I guess some people can. We have a friend who does these crazy 120-mile endurance races. He can eat whatever he wants. Okay? I'm not doing that. I can't do that. So we have to be mindful again of what's happening, because do our long-term goals match the choices we're making on a daily basis, on a minute-to-minute basis, actually. So this is the easy stuff. Although, notice, I should probably Photoshop this out and put a kettlebell in here.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that for the next one.
Yeah. Or just make your own. Take a picture of shoes.
Yeah,
next
we
to
could.
it.
We could do that.
Next
It's
time
becoming so much easier.
Look at all those bells.
We will never ask you to lift little pink dumbbells. All right. We used to have some little tiny red kettlebells, but they belonged to another instructor who's not anymore, and we wouldn't let people pick them up anyways. So, all right. So, just know that this is the easy stuff. The easy stuff is getting here, having fun, learning how to move your body better, picking up some heavy stuff, enjoying it. This stuff tends to be a little bit more tricky, but we're here to give you some ways to do it well. All right. The other rule, once again, is awareness. Your thoughts, your actions, your feelings, physical and emotional, help in the situation you're in at that moment, all work together to create whatever's going to happen for you. So being, again, awareness of what's going on in your body is super important, and your brain. All right. So 12 weeks. This may seem either short or long to you, depending on your experience of time and what's going on. It's the beginning of the year, and every year at the beginning of the year in January, I always say to myself, why does it feel like the year is already over? That's not a great feeling, exactly. So, is 12 weeks long? Is it short? They did this really interesting study about people who were able to reach their goals. And not only if they were able to reach their goals, but the perception if they could reach their goals, and how easy or difficult it was for them to reach their goals. So for example, if I'm looking at the Shell station over there and I'm like, I have to sprint over to the Shell station. And then we've got this guy over here, Vic, who's really fast, if I'm gonna have Vic sprint over the station, we might have very different perceptions of how much effort it's gonna take to sprint over to the Shell station. But the interesting thing about this study is that no matter if the person was young, old, fit, you know, in a wheelchair, really big, really tiny, didn't even matter. None of those had anything to do with their ability to envision how easy it was to reach that physical or mental goal. Because it all had to do with one thing, which was keeping their eye on the target, what the goal was. If you could keep focused on the goal, the ability to get there was there. The confidence that you could get it done and it wouldn't be that hard was there because you kept your eye on the goal. You had a goal, you visualized it, you brought it inside, and then you kept going back to it and keeping to reaffirm that that was the goal, the big picture that you were going for. So what do we expect from you? At all times, we want you to keep your eyes on the prize, which is not the end of the challenge. It is beyond the challenge, which is, this is your life. You're here because you want help to get your life on track in a better way for any multitude of reasons that you might have. So we want you to think about what that is and for you to keep your eyes on that because it goes beyond what we do here. It goes beyond into the rest of your life. What can you expect from us? Everyone's familiar with The Karate Kid, yeah? All right. Is anybody not familiar with this movie? Oh, what? 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 Really? Oh, you have homework.
You read it. You
You have homework.
watch it.
That's like when you ask people, like, have you watched Star Wars? And they're like,
Okay.
something wrong with you. Okay. So, Mr. Miyagi, right? Most people don't realize that this whole movie is not about the kid. Who cares about the kid? It's about his coach, right? We want to be your Mr. Miyagi. So, you're going to hear from stuff all the time. Keep your back flat when you pick up a kettlebell. Hips first. More vegetables. Protein with every meal. Did you get enough rest? Did you drink enough water? We're going to keep saying the same stuff over and over and over again. You're going to have to keep practicing wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. And pretty soon, those things will become more ingrained and more habitual, and you will see the benefit of the simplicity of trying to reach your goals by bringing it back to the long-term goal for yourself. So today, we're going to be talking about the nitty-gritty details of our contract, which is the training plan for you guys, the eating plan for you guys, and how to stay compliant with the rules of this challenge, okay? Then we're going to do measurements and the pictures, and then we're going to talk a little bit about how we get started tomorrow, okay? Do you guys have any questions so far? No? All right. So in your packet, you will see that there is a questionnaire. It's green. This is where we want you to take some time. You don't have to finish filling it out today. You can take it home. We want you to be thoughtful. We read them all. I want to explain a little bit about how this is going to work. Okay, so I think the front page is pretty self-explanatory. If we go to the back page, this isn't, some people fill this out in the past of going, okay, there's 2 columns, circle the 1 word from each pair. The pairs are horizontal. So, lark, early riser, owl, late riser. Which one is more descriptive of you than the other? Are you an early riser, you're more productive in the morning, or do you sleep in and you do better at night? We want to know. Pick one, circle 1. Then go to the next 2, circle 1. It's not 1 per column. Does that make sense? All right, just to make sure. All right. And then please do spend a little bit of time, write a short paragraph about your qualities, and really on the first page, the things that you want to accomplish in the next 12 weeks. I want you as well, in your short paragraph on the back, I want you to put in there, I would like you to put in there, what you see is your global vision of where you'd like to be. Like if this is setting you up for life, what is that component that is really important to you? What do you want to get out of this in that way? Does that make sense? Okay, so don't rush on filling this out now. You can start it, you can finish it if you want by the end of the day, but we just need to see this back in your file by next week sometime. But please do take your time and be thoughtful about this, because it's going to help us help you. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over the challenge contract. So that's the yellow form. All right, so you probably read the first paragraph, and hopefully where it says I, you've written your name in legibly, and we are having you agree to follow all the guidelines of our challenge. We are not licensed or certified nutritionists. We actually are having you follow a style of eating called the Whole30, and we'll get into that later, what that is. So that's you can look it up online. We'll talk all about it ad nauseum. So that's coming up next. Okay, so there is no exception to any of the challenge requirements below. So the whole contract, there will be a copy for you online to look at. We're going to have this in your file. You're agreeing to hold to this, and we're going to hold you to this as well. All right, so the first thing, training requirement. There is no gain with pain. Okay? None. What does that mean? That means that if you feel your back being hitchy, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to try a couple more reps just to see if it's really hitchy. It will become really freaking hitchy. So, if you're like, oh, that feels kind of weird, you need to say something to your instructor right off the bat. Okay? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, if my shoulders are feeling kind of ganky, and I'm like, oh, that feels weird. Well, we're doing overhead work. I'm going to do some, even though every time I push through it, it hurts. Should you do that?
No.
No. No, you should not. Should you say something to your instructor?
Yes.
Yes. Should you say something to me?
Yes.
Yes. Should you say something to the challenge email? Absolutely. Let us know. We can refer you out. We might be able to fix it in class. A lot of stuff we can help you with. But if you don't tell us, we don't know. There's always one person who's like, well, you know, I've had this thing in my knee. It's been going on for 3 weeks now. It's really bad right now. I don't think I can do anything anymore. We don't want you to be that person. Don't be that guy, okay? Be the person that goes, you know what? This is weird. I don't know what's going on. What's going on, okay? Talk to us about it. All right. So, our training requirement.
Well,
Oh.
do you want them to act, you're leading them through
Oh,
to
yeah,
initial
yeah, yeah.
and everything, so
That's
as you're
right.
doing it
So,
now-
initial that, please. You will not train with pain.
I go over these forms, so don't want to chase you down because you didn't fill them out
Thanks, Malls.
correctly.
Thanks, Malls. All right. So the next one is you must be willing and able to meet with one of your instructors for health and fitness evaluations and progress reports at a mutually agreed upon time. If you need it, that doesn't mean you have to, but you might get a lot out of it. And we would definitely be the kind of instructors and coaches here at the studio that if we see something's going on, hey, let's set up a time to talk. Can we help you? Let's do a desk meeting. Let's figure some stuff out so we can help you make this work better for yourself, okay? So go ahead and initial there if you agree. The next thing is the training plan. So each week, you attend a minimum of 2 kettlebell boot camp classes, okay? These classes are metabolic conditioning classes. What does that mean? We get your heart rate up, we let it come back down. We get it back up, it comes back down. It's a cyclical type of class, and what the studies have shown is that if you have 2 metabolic conditioning classes, and you have 2 strength days working on sort of brute strength, picking up heavy stuff, that your body loves it and gets the best results, okay, for status change. So the other 2 things that you have to do is you have to do 2 kettlebell classes of your choice that you're eligible for. So that means that it could be, if you're brand new to the studio, Groove Your Swing is the class for you. Groove Your Swing is our beginner basics class, but it's also a re-groove of swing essentials. So you have to come to that class until you're ready to take a very short and simple skills test so that we know and you know that you're ready to take on more load. Because the next level of kettlebell classes, you might do 200, 300, 400 swings in a class. We need to know that you're safe in order to swing in those classes. Does that make sense? So it's all about safety and durability. So,
And y'all can do it.
absolutely, everyone can do it. 2 kettlebell classes of your choice that you're eligible for. So that would be, right now, if you're brand new to the studio and you haven't gone through Groove Your Swing, it would be the kettlebell bootcamp classes, and Groove Your Swing, and Monday mobility. Those are the classes you can come to. When you graduate from Groove Your Swing, you can come to Groove Your Swing. We have a lot of our students that come back and do it on a regular basis, not only because it fits in their schedule, because it helps them regroove patterns that help them move better and stay out of pain, help them moving forward with their skill practice, okay? So then after you graduate from Groove Your Swing, you can come to the 3 elements class, the special skills class, the kettlebell athletics class,
And the strength class?
and the strength class on Tuesday mornings. Yep. And if you're eligible for our Sunday strength class, you can come to that one as well. So there's a lot of options. During the challenge, we want you to come to 1 mobility class every 2 weeks. So we have Monday mobility. It's always on Monday at 6 o'clock. You can either just come to one of those every 2 weeks, or you can keep an eye on the calendar. We'll have a couple of other mobility classes on the calendar in our special skills session. But I would say, you know this is there, just get it in. It does count to your 4 classes, okay? But I would say to you, why don't you come in for Monday mobility and stay for boot camp? I think that'd be pretty smart, all right? You get both, because it's not load. Remember I talked about 2 kettlebell boot camp classes and 2 strength classes being the best fit? Mobility is great, and we need to have it to move well, but if you're really looking at a status change, the mobility class might be your 5th class that week. Okay, so think about it like that. Okay.
My shoulders are loving the mobility class.
She had broken shoulders, everybody. No, I mean, they weren't that broken, but just throwing her out there.
I'm pushing that mobility class.
Yeah, it's a good one. So then we'll also ask you to do some non-studio movement sessions every week. It could be go take a long walk. Eventually it could be go run some stairs or run some hills, that kind of stuff, okay? Any questions about this? All right, so on your form, it says you must be willing to attend at least 4 classes, initial there. The next one is at least 1 Monday mobility for every 2 weeks of the challenge, initial there. And then you might have seen that bold type in there that says, if you do not attend at least 4 classes a week, your membership will be suspended and you will need to pay $50 to the charity of your choice to rejoin the challenge. I would love to have your money to go to Mexico. Mexico is fun. I just went. But really this is about you. We all have charities we need to donate to. So if you want to be a philanthropist to stay in the challenge, that's up to you. But we're really serious about this. We're expecting you to be all in. And one of the ways to be all in is you got to stay in, and there's repercussions, there's accountability if you don't do what we ask. I know, because I've been doing this for a long time, that if you do what we ask you to do, you will see amazing results. Your posture will change, your body will change, your brain will change, all those things will be better. But you gotta do what we ask you to do. So this is one way to keep you serious about it, okay? The other way would be, I just had this thought the other day. Maybe you put up $250 in cash, it goes into the bank, and you get it back at the end if you stay compliant the whole way. It's just a thought. Like a deposit on your health.
Andrea, did
Yeah.
you say the Sunday strength class counts as one of those?
It does.
Okay.
It does if you're
Whatever.
eligible for it. Yes,
Okay.
it will count as the 4. Yes,
Okay.
correct. Okay? Any other questions about this? Yes, no?
Oh.
We're good? Yes.
Well, explain if you're on vacation.
Oh, thank you.
You're out of town.
Thank you. We have a lot of people that, it is 12 weeks. There's gonna be weddings or business trips or that kind of stuff. And so we'll get to how we're gonna work on that later on in the, because there's a calendar on the back of this, right? But if you do travel, you're still accountable to do your 4 classes, which would be, we would give you a training workout for when you're away. It would be a combination of body weight and perhaps some stairs or some type of something to get your heart rate up, okay? So we'll take care of you, don't worry. You'll be able to get it in. Yes, Marie?
What's this non-studio movement?
That would be like if we asked you to go for a long walk.
Do you have a list of things that are eligible?
Yes, and we will tell you exactly what to do, not to worry. Okay? Yeah?
Okay.
Okay. All right, so we did talk about the classes you're eligible for. If you're new, you have to start in Group Your Swing. All challengers, however, are eligible for any boot camp class. So normally in our studio, if you come in, the only class you can take is Group Your Swing until you've graduated from the skill set. But for challengers, we modulate some of the options in our boot camp classes for you because we know that we need you to do some metabolic conditioning right off the bat to help you. So all the challengers, even if you have not passed from Group Your Swing, are now eligible, starting today, to go to the boot camp classes, okay? So we expect to see you in 2 this week. This coming Wednesday is an additional mobility class. So we weren't sure if you would be able to make the Monday one, just to sort of start your week off right. So we're gonna have an additional mobility class this Wednesday in the special skills section, okay? All right. Mobility classes. They're at 6 p.m. I said I was gonna announce other ones that fit in. I just did this Wednesday. Check your calendar on the Facebook page. We'll talk about that in a second. But we'll keep you up to date. Angie and Molly would be really great. We'll be creating events and things to help you keep in contact with the different things we're expecting of you on the Facebook page. So that also does mean for those of you, some of you who are not that great with the Facebook interface,
Find a kid.
find a kid, figure it out, okay? All right. All right, so if we have done every 2 to the challenge, non-studio movement sessions, did you initial there? So then I, write your name, am ready and willing to follow the Kettlability Transformation Challenge training requirements exactly as outlined above to grow my movement, capacity, fitness, and strength. Are we good there, yeah?
Yep.
Cool, all right, next page. Nutrition requirements. One of the things we need you to do is we need you to photo log everything you put in your mouth. Everything. Those of you who've been with us before are like, okay, I'm on it, I got this. Those of you that don't are looking at this like, what? Do you want me to what? Okay, so you can see here that this was my breakfast. B for breakfast, 4 eggs scrambled with cauliflower. Yes, cauliflower. It's good when you put it in something like that. Greens and avocado. Okay, that was my breakfast. So I made it, took a picture of the plate, I ate it. If I had eaten 2 of those plates, you would see 2 pictures of this. Okay?
Seconds, yes.
Seconds, thirds, 7 C's. All right, we want to know. So for lunch, I had roasted chicken, greens, currants, and pineapple. That's how much I ate. I took a picture of it.
I would have liked a better picture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can't see,
yeah,
can't
yeah,
see all
yeah.
the plate there.
Yep, I wanna see the whole plate, please, cause I'm the one that's looking at them.
All right, so,
Make sure there's
Hey,
nothing
hey.
sticking on the edge.
okay, so notice this is a one, when you go in the post, it shows the whole picture.
Okay.
All right, we can leave on that later. All right, so take a picture of your food. All right, so the next thing, dinner. Oh, preparing dinner snack. Hamburger, olives, cauliflower, and pesto. All taking a picture. Then dinner. Here. Country style pork ribs sauteed with onions, hatch green chili over greens, and 3 fried eggs. Yes, ate that whole thing. Okay, so that's what I ate on my birthday, on Monday, sometime a couple years ago. So, how you log your food. This is gonna go on your Facebook feed on our special secret challenger page. No one else sees it. No one else is gonna see it or ever see it except us in the room who are on the page, okay? When you log your food, you have to put it like this. And we will be like Mr. Miyagi all over you until you get it right. The reason for is like, look at how many people are in this room. There's 10 more people that have done the challenge before that couldn't make it because they're on business travel or whatever. There's a lot of you guys. There's like 35 of you, maybe even 40. And so when we go look it up, we need these things to be in there so it helps us be able to see it better, okay? So you're gonna write the day of the week of your posting, Monday. You're gonna spell it correctly. Then you're gonna put the month and a slash and the date. That's it. Then you're gonna describe what you ate and you're gonna take pictures and you're gonna post all your pictures from one day in one posting. And you post every single day. I don't want, here's what breakfast, next post. Here's lunch. Oh, I had some water. Oh, I had a handful, click, that's fine, handful of almonds. But we want it all in one post, not multiple posts.
I have a question.
Yes.
So now Facebook allows you to like pick all your photos that you want. Okay, so before we used to have to put it in a collage,
Right.
right?
Now you just pick all your photos and put them in,
Okay.
Yep.
just like you just said. No
Just like
collages.
No collage.
It'll collage itself, see? It did it on its own and made Molly mad. But that's okay, she'll get over it, okay?
cool.
All right, yes, does that make sense? If you don't know how to do it, we'll help you.
The description above,
Yes,
Yes,
I'm sorry, I can't see.
yeah, come closer.
that's okay. And you'll get, trust me, you'll get a picture of this on the email that goes out in just a little bit, okay? So this is how we need you to post. It has to be done every single day. To be compliant, you have to do it by midnight. Post
Is that specific
no
time?
later than midnight every day. I don't know, is that clear?
You might want to clarify Pacific time.
Oh my God, woman.
Because what if I'm
West Coast time.
West Coast time.
Sharon.
if I'm in Hawaii? It's,
Which-
I get
EST,
EST,
Yeah,
Pacific
it's gonna.
Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. Post no later than midnight every day. Okay?
Those for your repeat, this is a change.
This is a change
And
for
the
you
reason we're
newbie,
changing
oldies.
is we're here to help all of us, and, we just need to grease the groove, okay?
All right, next thing. What is the Whole30? So those of you that are not familiar with it, we have a couple vegetarians in here. Anybody else vegetarians in here then are, okay, cool. All right, so know that we have a Whole30 vegetarian
Guideline.
guideline,
Plan.
plan,
Checklist.
checklist.
Not-
Food shopping list.
There you go.
There we go. Shopping list for you. All right, so we'll get that to you.
Cause that's not.
For everyone else who eats meat, this is what you eat. Vegetables, meat, nuts, fruit, seeds, healthy fats. That's it.
Those are your options, you don't have to eat each one of those things, right?
You eventually will.
Like, I don't,
She's not gonna eat pork. No, you eat
don't
meat.
have to eat
you just,
pork.
okay.
Beef,
flesh.
lamb, chicken. I know you don't eat
Protein.
shellfish, you don't eat pork. Okay, okay, all right. You eat your meat.
Okay.
Okay. Nose.
I'm with you.
No dairy. What's dairy?
Anything
butter.
that's
Milk,
from a cow.
cheese, butter, yogurt,
Whey.
kefir,
But
whey.
you can have ghee on.
Right. We'll get to all that, but yes, you can have ghee. There's some things, but not butter. All right, which is pre-ghee.
What about coconut milk yogurt?
Yes, if it doesn't have added sugar, so you might have to make it yourself.
Or carrageenan.
Or carrageenan. Okay.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Sounds
It's
All
like-
right, so let's go back to this. Let's stay on track here. Dairy,
Sounds a little insensitive.
no soy. What is soy in?
Everything.
Everything. So you're gonna have to read your labels. If you eat things in a package, any package, you will need to read your labels. If it has Dairy, milk solids, any of that weird stuff they put in stuff, can't have it. Soy, can't have it.
Basically, if it comes in a package, you should.
Packages are tricky, okay? Legumes, what are legumes? Beans,
Peanuts.
lentils, peanuts. Okay? Almonds are fine, peanuts are not, they're a legume,
Peanuts are like-
okay?
They're
All right.
not a nut.
They're not a nut. Grains, what are grains? Rice, quinoa, corn, what else?
Barley.
Wheat,
Rye.
barley, rye, kamut, spelt, any of that kind of stuff, okay? All right. Me and V, we're Asian. It's hard to not have noodles. But no noodles. Okay. The other thing is sugar. No sugar. So if you want to eat fruit, eat fruit. Sugar, no sugar. And no fake sugars. No stevia, no xylitol, no honey, no maple syrup, no agave, nothing. All right?
How
If
many
you're-
words for sugar are there? Like 15 words?
There's 15,
Yeah.
sorbitol,
None
there's
of
all
those
kinds
work.
of stuff.
None of
None
those
of those work, okay?
No
Chewing
gum.
gum. If you chew gum, you might not anymore because it's got a bunch of crap in it, okay? All right, so no sugar, fake sugars, wannabe sugars, no sugar, okay? Does that mean you can't have fruit?
No.
You can have a shit ton of fruit, okay? You can have dried fruit.
In the beginning.
This first week, eat your hearts out. Just be compliant, okay? You'll find real soon that interesting thing happens, which is fruit is like, wow, this is like nectar of the gods. This is amazing, right? And then when someday, in the future, 30 years from now, you try some sugar stuff, you'll be like, wow, that's really sugar. I don't even know if I can
Don't
deal
even-
with that.
just don't
That's
do it.
got
Don't even
so
go back
much
to
heavy
it.
sugar. So just know, for these 12 weeks, no sugar. Alcohol, the devil. All right. Or the angel, depends on how you it affects you. I don't know. Alcohol, no alcohol. Don't cook with it. Sorry, Vic. Sorry, man. No alcohol. So there's a lot of reasons for that. It's really hard for your system to process alcohol. It just keeps your body from doing a bunch of other stuff because it's basically a toxin that's got to work out. So no alcohol. Starches, I don't agree with this. And so this is where I start to talk about, even though we are doing a Whole30 style diet based on the framework of Whole30, are you doing Whole30 exactly like Whole30 says in the Whole30 book? No. We're in the Kettlability Transformation Challenge. So, starches, what are the starches? Potatoes. Potatoes are good. Sweet potatoes, good.
Whole30 allows for sweet potatoes and sweet
Yeah,
potatoes.
yeah, yeah. But this is right from the Whole30 website. Where is this? This says no starches.
Yeah,
That's bullshit, okay? Starches are fine. We'll talk about how that affects you individually as time goes on, okay? So in the beginning, I just want you to be compliant. Processed foods, anything in a box or a bag or cellophane wrap, Ziploc, whatever, processed foods have a bunch of stuff in it. If you read the ingredient list, if it doesn't say 3 things, chances are it's processed and you shouldn't be eating it. This is all about you eating real food, okay? So,
Alright, so did you just say no potatoes or sweet potatoes?
no, I said I don't agree with this.
Oh, okay.
Next time I'll just Photoshop that out. I won't take my own picture. I'll Photoshop that. Okay? Alright. So, on your form, you've agreed to photo log. Okay? Each calendar day, initial there. The next thing is we're talking about the nutritional requirements. So, how do we want you to eat? We want you to have, in the beginning, 3 balanced-ish meals per day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We would prefer that you not snack. Okay? If you need snack, have them as needed, but the best is to eat a healthy meal 3 times a day and to reduce your snacking as much as possible. Is it a bad thing to feel hungry? No, it's not. In fact, a lot of studies have shown that when you do some fasting and you leave your internal processes of digestion empty for a little bit, your body gets a chance to rest and work on other things like killing cancer cells, dealing with a bunch of other stuff, de-inflammation, okay? So it's okay to feel hungry sometimes. We'll individualize that for you guys later on, but right now I just need you to be compliant. So with the food and trying for some good meals and protein with every meal and snack. What does that mean? If you have an apple for a snack, what else do you need to eat? Meat.
Or a hard-boiled egg.
Hard-boiled egg.
Almond butter.
That's almond butter is not
No.
protein.
That's fat.
Nope, that's a fat.
All right.
So any nut, I want you guys to consider it to be a fat. Okay?
Even like a handful of.
Yep, it's a fat. So that means if you have a handful of fat in the form of a crunchy, delicious nut, what do you combine with it?
Protein.
Meat. It's simple.
So if they're on a vegetarian schedule, what do they do without soy?
They have their own schedule. We'll talk about it separately because there's a few to the menu.
Just dealing with the
There,
question.
yes. The answer to that is they can eat things like tempeh, potentially, and some other things, but not for the people that are not vegetarian. All right.
What do you think about the RX bars? Like, what role do they play?
Hey, guess what? We're gonna get to it. All right. So before we get to that, and don't forget lots of cooked vegetables. I'm okay with lots of salads and all that kind of stuff, but why do we want our vegetables to be cooked? Because we're not ruminants, meaning we're not cows. So our bodies are not built to extract the nutrition out of raw vegetables. You actually have to cook them to get the nutrients out of them. That's why mankind has fire. That's why it works that way, okay? Does it mean don't have salads? Eat salads, it's great, it's roughage, they taste good, they're good for you. You're just not gonna get everything you need out of a salad. Cooked vegetables, add that extra component. And add mass to what you're eating so you feel a little more satiated as well.
Cooked vegetables go into salads.
Gosh, it's shocking, isn't it? Cooked vegetables go into salads really nicely too. Yes, Molly? Not yet. All right. All right, so cooked veggies. All right, do not eat snack bars even if they are compliant. Wah, wah, wah. All right, why is that? What do snack bars look like?
Candy.
Candy bars. Are candy bars compliant? No.
Substitution.
What do we want to get away from? Substituting the easy fix.
Mindless eating.
Mindless eating. How fast can you eat 10 snack bars? I've done it. Doesn't feel good the next day.
But it's good for you. It's good for
But they
you.
were good for me.
I bought it at the health food store.
Okay? Now understand that we have RX bars for sale over there. They are for our people that are not in the challenges. Because they are one of the few snack bars that have very, very few ingredients on them. I mean, they are just exactly what they say. Eggs, fruit, nuts, that's it, okay? But when you're in the challenge, you are not eating snack bars because they soon start to be like, oh, I'm gonna treat that like a dessert, right? We don't want that. We're trying to create a different habit in our brain. So the other thing is, don't drink beverages with added calories and sugars, i.e. no fruit juice. So if you're like, I am a juicer, I mean, the vegetable fruit kind of juicer, okay? That person. Don't do that. Now what you can do is you can get a blender and throw in an apple and a banana and celery and spinach and blend it up and chug that. I'm cool with that. That's not a fruit juice. Yes, Marie?
I make smoothies every day with stuff.
Okay.
I put Vega protein powder.
Say again?
Vega protein.
Okay, let's show me the ingredient list on it and I have another option for you.
Okay.
Okay?
What do you think of those epic bars though? Like, for like a
Nope.
replacement? No?
No bars.
They're meat.
Yeah,
but still
no
not.
bars.
So,
What's
So you can make your own meat snack, right?
Just eat some meat.
Yeah. Like roast a turkey breast, cut it up, put it in a plastic bag, and you can put Epic on it. epically good, right? Okay, so it's good.
I know you say no, but what if, you're traveling and you're trying to plan ahead and you know there's probably gonna be non-compliant anything, and you want something there to keep you compliant from grabbing what's
Yes.
not compliant?
If it is a worst case scenario, meaning I'm on the top of Mount Everest and all I have is my Epic bar, eat your Epic bar. If you're flying an airplane, but know that I fly a lot and airports now have a lot of compliance stuff. You can go into almost any restaurant and get something that is compliant, including McDonald's, which sounds really scary, but it's true.
prepared.
I got a Denny's to make me a compliant meal.
Yeah, I mean, there is a way to be compliant out there, and it does take some preparation, but I really, really, really do not wanna see snack bars, because it turns into something else, okay? All right, no beverages with fruit juice or extra calories, and the overuse of flours. There are some flours that are compliant, like coconut flour or arrowroot flour and that kind of stuff. I'm just gonna say, let's not overuse them, so I don't wanna see you making pancakes. Okay, egg, coconut, blueberry pancakes. We'll talk about that a little bit, which is because we're trying to change how our brain is seeing and taking food into our system, we don't want you to go for comfort foods. So if pancakes are like, you know, I had this best weekend, I'm gonna have pancakes on Sunday. Well, that's not what we wanna do. We don't wanna use things as desserts or comfort foods, so let's not overuse the flours, and we'll just deal with that as it comes up. All right, are we good with that? Is everyone cool? All right, sign your life away. I am ready and willing to follow the challenge nutrition requirements for my sustenance and my health. All right, so then we get into the little bit of meal planning. We've included this in your packet, and it talks a little bit about, you can pull that out. Good mealtime habits. Please read this on your own. It gives you some good examples. The one thing the caveat to this particular form is your pre-workout, post-workout. I'm not sure that either of those things are necessary, depending on who you are. So we'll help you individualize this, but I don't eat before I train. I might have some coffee, but I don't eat. And I don't even eat sometimes after I train for some time. It depends on your goals, your body, individualism, all that kind of stuff, okay? So it could work for you, it might not work for you. Some people that eat before feel like they're gonna vomit during class. Some people need to eat before, or they feel like they're gonna vomit during class. I don't know who you are. So we'll figure that out over time, okay? All right. So we'll figure it out. Then the shopping list, there's just a couple of things I want you to check on your shopping list, okay, for me? Which is under fats, cooking fats. It says extra virgin olive oil. You're gonna make an arrow and move that over to the eating dressing fats, okay? Do not cook with olive oil. There's something that happens to it, oxidizes, does some weird stuff. We'd rather you just not worry about that. You can finish a dish with it, like you just sauteed some wonderful stuff, drizzle some olive oil on it, serve it, right? But don't cook with it. Use it in your salads, all good. Then the other thing is down under drinks, fruit juice, cross that out please. Vegetable juice, cross that out please. Like I said, if you want to make your own smoothies and just put whole vegetables and fruits in there, you're good. We just want to know what you're putting in your smoothie. Any apple cider, coconut water, kombucha, any of those types of things. Remember we talked about no added calories in your drinks? If you choose to do those are extra calories, so try your best. We need you to stay away from them, okay? The other thing is, if in the future we say you can add those things, and you have to read the ingredients, because a lot of coconut waters have sugar added. A lot of things have thickeners and whatever's added into them. So it makes them non-compliant even if you choose later on in the challenge to be able to do these things, okay? So you gotta really read that stuff. Okay, understood, yeah? And I think, Drew, is there anything else on here I needed to mark off? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I think we're good. Okay, all right. So, progress tracking requirement. All right, so,
We need to talk just quickly, peas and beans.
oh yeah, let's do that. On the, even though peas and beans are legumes, if they're fresh, you can eat them. So if they're green in the grocery section, if you have string beans, long beans, whatever, those are cool. If they're dried, no go. Okay? Yes? We got that? Okay. All right, so,
Wait. The zoodles and stuff like that.
oh, zoodles, no zoodles.
No zoodles?
No. Too
Wait.
much processing.
No,
No, if you.
we're talking about like.
Oh, you don't mean those
Spiralized.
zoodles.
The
Spiralized vegetable
Right.
noodles.
So, what they're talking about is, there's the have you seen the spiralizer? It's like Ronco spiralizer. And you put a vegetable and it turns it into this long, shredded, delicious thing that you can saute or do whatever you want with. They're not noodles, it's spiral cut zucchini. Okay, call it what it is. It's not a zoodle, it's not a fake noodle. It's a zucchini that you've cut in a particular way. Okay, are we good with that? Okay, any other things like that? That's the main one, okay. And yes, even though spaghetti squash is named spaghetti squash, we can call it spaghetti squash. That's actually the name of the squash, but it irritates me. Alright,
Oh, and do like dessert things. Are we gonna talk about like?
we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Alright, so progress tracking requirements. One of the first things is you gotta be on Facebook. Is anybody here not Facebook friendly? Oh, cool.
Wow.
Good. That's amazing. All right, cool. So we're gonna create a transformation secret group page. We will email you with an invitation. The other thing you can do, write this down on your shopping list, which is you can go find a person named Ketability.
That is the highly preferred method of
Yes.
tracking or something.
Go find Ketability spelled just like the studio, Ketability, and friend that young lady.
That entity.
The entity. I had to choose a sex, I chose female. She'll help you get on the page. Okay? Ketability. Alright. So, you find her, she'll get you on the page. So, when we post, the admins for this group, myself, Angie, and Molly, will be posting as Ketability. If they post as themselves, they're posting as themselves. Information that comes to the group will come through Ketability, or me, okay? So, this page has discussion, which is the feed. That's where you're going to post your food pictures once a day. You're also gonna check in and maybe actually options to get alerts so that you can see what other people are posting, because there's interesting stuff that goes on, and we'll also be asking questions and or putting videos on, homework's gonna be on, all that kind of stuff. So this is our interface. You can find the members if you wanna message anybody. We're gonna have a bunch of events set up for different special things that we have going on, things you need to remember, like accountability meetings, that kind of stuff. All the photos of everybody in the group is in here, and then we have files. So a copy of your challenge contract will be in there. The recipe, the shopping lists will be in there. Our success checklist will be in there, so you can download all that stuff whenever you need, okay? All right. So the success checklist, so pull that out, please. You'll see that it has weeks 1, 2, 3 through 12. So when you turn this in, this gets turned in once a week. And you'll circle week 1, you'll put your name, the date, and you'll weigh yourself the day you turn it in. And this has a bunch of cool stuff. It has some, if you can look under lifestyle, it has some things that we want you to do. We want you to get some good sleep. We want you to do self-care stuff. We want you to practice mindfulness stuff. All these things, we give you some examples of what this might be, but we'll also be talking to you and asking you to perform certain things during the week. We have nutrition, which is plan and prep your meals weekly, eat protein, vegetables, drink 60 ounces of water. These are the things we need you to try to check off on a daily basis or weekly basis. Movement stuff over here on the other side, this box. It reminds you what you should be doing so that when you're looking at this every day, this is something we want you to fill out every day. So if you look here, I'm gonna jump ahead. So let's say that the habit of the week we're working on is drinking warm lemon water every AM.
Turns into habit.
Okay? This is week number 1. This is petability. She's all excited. She weighs 205. Today's 21st. She's ready to go. Protein with every meal, check. Got it. She was compliant. She checked it off. Every meal that day, she got protein with every meal. She had 5 cups of vegetables, 64 ounces of water. She ate 8 hours of sleep. Self-care. She took an Epsom salt bath. That's good. Mindfulness strategy. She started journaling. She did a motivational resource. She did a podcast. Now, does this mean you have to do that every single day? No. We're just asking you to fit them in a couple times a week, okay? In-studio training, boot camp. Movement session, did some yoga. Energy level for that day. Rank it from 1 to 10. 1 is, I don't know, 0's dead. So hopefully no one's 0, okay? So hopefully no zeros this time. We've never had that happen. Okay, so 1 to 10. A 1 is maybe you couldn't even get yourself out of bed. So maybe you didn't even finish filling out the form that day. I don't know. It was a bad day. A 9 is, yeah, that's pretty good. A middling, I just got through the day, got everything done. That might be a 5. Okay? All right. So, pretty good day. Would like to get in more greens at breakfast. After dinner, sugar cravings, so drank tea and took a bath. That was their notes for the day. You're going to be able to look back on these sheets and sort of see some things that are happening. And it also allows us, if you tell us stuff, we read these, we can help you. And if you read them, what are you doing? You're working on mindfulness, right? You're thinking about what's affecting you and you're writing it down. So the challenge is about trying to reach you in a bunch of different ways. We're doing food posts, so we can help you, but also what does it do? It brings awareness to what you're putting in your mouth. You gotta look at it, just took a picture of it, right? Then we're asking you to journal in a small way by writing something down on a piece of paper, okay? You can do it, don't freak out, it's gonna be fine. So, fill in your checklist on a daily basis, email it, this is new.
This is new.
Email it by midnight on Sunday, completed, to challenge@petability.com. This is the email address.
What do you mean, you scan it and email it?
Just take a picture of it.
Just take a picture of it with your phone,
Picture.
front side, back side.
Type this.
No,
Okay.
take a picture of the handwritten thing. You
I
can
just
scan it, you can take a picture with your phone, send it to us as a JPEG or a PDF,
And
okay?
that's the end, at the end of the day or the end of the month?
End of the week,
End of the week.
end of the week, once a week. And then,
Sunday.
that'll be on Sunday by midnight. Then that next week when you come into train, put the paper copy in your folder. See this filing cabinet? It says challenge here. In there will be your name in alphabetical order. You'll find your folder and you'll pop the success checklist in your folder for the week. Right? If you're traveling or on vacation, you will need to get a friend to print it out and put it in the folder for you. If it is not in your folder by the following Friday, you are not compliant and you are a philanthropist. If you do not email us a copy of this, a digital copy of this, by midnight on Sunday, so our weeks run Monday through Sunday. that Sunday, if we don't get an email of it by midnight, you are not compliant. You will be a philanthropist to get back in, okay? Yes, Maureen?
Did you say that if we just take a photo of it?
Yep,
Yep, and email it to us.
And we'll-
yep.
Yep,
Just make sure that I can see the whole thing, cause I can spread it open.
you can use your phone. Your phone will be fine,
Easy. We want it
okay?
easy.
Super easy.
So I'm sorry, just to clarify, so you put, this lives in the folder every, so you, I take it out every day?
No, you take that home with
I take
you.
it home, okay.
And people have done a bunch of different things. A lot of people fill them at night before they go to bed. They brush their teeth the second time that day, maybe the third, maybe the fifth. I don't know how people feel kind of that way about brushing their teeth. But you're in bed, it's on your nightstand, you fill it out for that day, you go to bed. Or it's at work in the morning, and before you start your day at work, you fill it out for the day before. Doesn't matter to us when you fill it out, but you should get into a habit of filling it out at the same time every day, so it becomes a little bit of a habit.
But we need it
But we
midnight.
need it by midnight at the end of your week. That's Sunday by midnight. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. They live there. So over there on the other side of the sitting area, this file cabinet, and this is where it lives. Okay? Alright, so success checklist, the initial there. The checklist must be turned in no later than midnight on Sunday by email to challenge accountability. Once again, you're gonna get an email with all these details. So we'll continue to remind you as it becomes a little bit more habitual. Alright, so the next thing, it is mandatory that you attend all scheduled accountability meetings and measurement dates. If you do not attend the requisite accountability meetings and measurement dates, your membership will be suspended and you're a philanthropist
What
until
a
you
year out of
come
town.
back in. Then you have to mark it on your calendar. Alright, so let's start with measurements. On the back of your contract is a calendar. You should also have a white copy, just one page of a calendar in your folder as well. On the yellow copy, we need you to write in if you're on work vacation or have a family trip or some fun holiday you're going on, we need to know when you're gone. So you need to X through the days you already know you're traveling. If you don't know them right now, you need to get it to us by Monday. So you're gonna leave the contract with us. You can finish filling out your dates on Monday. If you know them now, put them in there. So those are excused absences. Everything else that is not on there marked today is not an excused absence. So then you would be not compliant. So what happens is, you don't show up for all of your classes one week, we know. We take a look at your calendar. If there's not an X and you've dropped out or had an issue or need some help, we can call you and say, what's going on? Can we help you? But we know if you're on vacation or not, or work. So you need to put an X if you're not gonna be here. All right, so we have measurement dates. The first measurement date week is week of February 13th, week 4. That's about halfway through, okay? For us, it's actually broken into thirds. The second month measurements are the week of March 13th, noted on the calendar. Week 8. And the third month and final measurements are week of April 10th, week 12. Alright? So make sure that week you get into, we'll let you know, either Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it'll be on the Facebook page, what times are available to get measured those weeks, okay? The next thing are accountability meetings. These are particularly important this session because we're helping set you up for the next thing that's gonna be happening. So, the accountability meetings on Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. Saturdays. The first one is January 8th, second one is February 18th, and March 18th. So this is a week from today. Also check your calendar on the Facebook page. we'll help keep you up to date, and there will be event notices and reminders, okay?
And we try to keep those accountability meetings to a
Hour and a half, yes. Yep. So, go ahead and initial where it says accountability meetings and measurement dates. And then we have your body composition and data gathering. Basically, you need to weigh yourself. We're going to take some pictures today to get started with. And we're going to ask you if you're a gentleman to take your shirt off. We're going to ask you if you're a lady, take your shirt off. Hopefully you have a job bra. But just do it, because you will really appreciate afterwards having some documentation for what you have done, what you have achieved in these 12 weeks. It's pretty cool. All right, so pictures, that's on page 4 now, initial there. Furthermore, you have, understand that every unexcused absence of your membership is suspended, so you give back to charity. Let's go into extenuating circumstances. So the only excused absences that are not on your calendar are extenuating circumstances beyond your control, such as illness, personal emergencies, family, faith obligations, that type of stuff. I get the final say on if that's a real excused absence. So you will email or text the Kettlability phone number, 425-224-7110. We'll send that out in the email. Or challenge at Kettlability. You'll say, I feel like crap. My throat is really sore. Should I come in and train to get my 4th class in? No, stay home. Get better. You know, we don't want you in here. Or my kid fell off and broke their arm. All right, I guess that's an excuse. But if you have one of those a couple times a week, we're going to start to wonder just a little bit, okay? So, but communicate with us. All right, so I, your name, am ready and willing to complete all the progress tracking requirements to create better and sustainable habits. Agreed? Cool. All right, the last thing is this. Positive mental attitude requirement. It might be hard at times. Life is a struggle out there. We get it. But hopefully we believe that we have created a really positive atmosphere to enjoy moving at whatever level you're moving at. We'll help you. We'll help you get more better movement. We'll help you get stronger. We'll help you feel better in your body. Leave all that shit out there outside the door. Come in, say hello, have a chat with some friends that you've made, and let's train and have a good time. Okay? And things will get better and keep getting better. All right, so I am ready and willing. So I've read the above, and you're ready to go. Please initial and sign your name or write your name in down below. And take a moment on the back calendar and cross out all your days. The white single page calendar that's in there for you is in there so you can copy what you wrote on the yellow calendar, which we keep in your folder, and you copy the white one and you take it home with you. If you need to make a change, you need to make it by Monday, okay? So you can take that one home so we have similar calendars so you know what you said to us on there, okay? Any questions? Are we good? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is you're going to get out your measurement form. You're going to write your name, print it up here. Printing, old school printing, name, and today's date. We're going to get up, put the chairs and the stuff away, and then we're going to break into some stations. And we're going to measure you. You're going to weigh yourself. We're going to take some pictures. We're going to show you how to do the body fat calibration thingamajiggy. We're going to write some numbers in. And so before you start moving about the room, when we're done, we're going to come back here. And then I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next in terms of turning in your folders, what we need to see from you, and then we will be excused for the day to start doing what we need to do for tomorrow, for Monday. Okay? So, there's going to be a couple different stations. And the scale is in the kitchen. We're gonna take pictures against this wall. I'll be standing here taking pictures. And let's have each table be a measuring station, and then whoever's on the